Oh, hello. Welcome as we read Mavericks, Kindness Network by Talius Blackdrewes. In the heart of a small seaside town where the waves brushed softly against the shore and the sun cast a golden hue on the sand, was a young girl named Maverick who lived with an extraordinary spirit. You see, Maverick had always been curious, always been eager to learn and explore. She had always soared through the skies in her bright pink plane. She mastered the art of karate and delved into the mysteries of algebra. But recently, she had faced challenges unlike any other. One that left her feeling vulnerable and shaken. Maverick had been bullied. The experience was like a shadow that lingered long after the sun had set, casting a darkness over the usually bright and joyful world. Yet, as she reflected on what had happened, Maverick realized something important. She wasn't alone in her pain. There had to be others who felt the same, who had been hurt, who had been isolated, or who had been mistreated, and who, like her, needed someone to stand by their side. You see, this realization sparked an idea in Maverick, one that began to grow and take shape in her mind. She wanted to create something that would bring people together, something that would give them a voice and a space where they could share their experiences, a place where kindness, where understanding, and where empathy could flourish, and where no one would ever feel alone. Maverick decided to create a network built on kindness. You see, as soon as the idea took hold, Maverick knew she had to act. She began to speak with her mother, who had always been her confidant and her guide. "I want to help people who have been hurt like me," Maverick said. One evening, as they sat together on the porch, watching the sun dip below the horizon, "I want to create a place where they can share their stories and feel supported." Her mother looked at her with pride and a touch of sadness. "That's a beautiful idea, Maverick. You have such a kind heart. If anyone can do this, it would be you." Well, Maverick spent the next few days planning her network. She envisioned a safe space where people could come to talk, where people could come to listen, and where people could come to support one another. She wanted it to be inclusive, welcoming people from all walks of life, regardless of their age, their background, or even their experiences. She began to reach out to her classmates, explaining her idea and inviting them to join her. Some of them were hesitant at first, unsure of what it would involve, but Maverick's enthusiasm was infectious, and soon a small group of children started to gather with her. Well, with their support, Maverick set up a small booth on the beach, a place that she knew well and loved. It was a simple structure with just a few pieces of driftwood nailed together with a sign that reads, "Kindness Network, share your story." She placed a large, colorful board beside the booth where people could pin up their stories and where she could decorate the area with seashells, flowers, and make it more inviting and warm for everyone. On the first day, Maverick sat alone by the booth. Her heart was fluttering with a mix of excitement and nerves. She wondered if anyone would come, if people would be willing to share their stories with a stranger. The hours passed by slowly, and just as the sun began to set, she saw a shadow approaching. It was a girl from school, Maria, who had always been quiet and kept to herself. Maria hesitated, her gaze flickered between Maverick and the board. Hi, Maria, Maverick said gently, trying not to scare her away. Would you like to share something? Maria looked down to her feet, shuffling in the sand. I don't know, she muttered. It's hard to talk about. That's okay, Maverick said. Her voice was soft yet encouraging. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but if you do, I am here to listen. Well, there was a long pause, and then slowly Maria began to speak. She told Maverick about how she had been teased for her accent, how the other kids made fun of the way she spoke, and how it made her feel like she didn't belong. As Maria spoke, tears welled up in her eyes, and she struggled to keep her voice steady. Maverick listened intently, her heart aching for her classmate. When Maria finished, Maverick reached out and gently touched her hand. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, Maria, Maverick said. But you're not alone. I'm here for you, and so are all the others who will come to this booth. We all belong here, Maria. After that, Maria smiled through her tears. A small, tentative smile, but it was a start. She took a piece of paper and wrote down her story and pinned it to the board. As she did, Maverick felt a sense of purpose wash over her. This was why she had started the Kindness Network, to give people like Maria a place where they could be heard and supported. You see, over the next few days, more people began to visit the booth. Each person brought their own story, their own pain, their own struggles. There was James, a shy boy who had felt invisible, and Sarah, who had been excluded from her friend group for reasons she didn't understand. Maverick listened to each story with compassion, offering words of comfort and encouragement. She encouraged everyone to write their stories on the board, and soon it was filled with the notes of all shapes and sizes, each one a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. As the network grew, something amazing began to happen. The stories on the board inspired others to perform acts of kindness. Strangers began helping one another, offering smiles and small gestures of goodwill. The town started to feel more connected, as if the kindness Maverick had envisioned was spreading like ripples in a pond. One evening, Maverick organized a gathering on the beach. She called it Kindness Night, and she invited everyone in the town to join. As the sun set, the stars began to twinkle in the sky. People of all ages gathered round the bonfire. They shared stories of how kindness had touched their lives, and how they had been inspired by the network, and how they had seen their community grow closer. Maverick looked around at the faces illuminated by the warm glow of the fire. She saw smiles. She heard laughter. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The Kindness Network had become more than she ever imagined. It was a movement. It was a way of life that had brought hope and healing to so many. You see, as the night drew to a close, Maverick's mother came to stand beside her. You have done something incredible here, Maverick, she said with her voice filled with pride. You've shown people the power of kindness, and you've brought our community together in a way that will last long after tonight. Maverick smiled. Her heart was full. It wasn't just me, Mom. It was everyone. The network is about all of us, about how we can support each other and make the world a better place. Her mother nodded. That's true, but it started with you, and that's something to be proud of. As the fire crackled and the waves lapped gently on the shore, Maverick felt a sense of peace. She had turned her pain into something beautiful, something that would continue to grow and thrive. The Kindness Network was her gift to the world, a reminder that no one should ever feel alone, and that kindness, in all of its form, had power to heal and transform the human element. And so, Maverick's Kindness Network continued to flourish, reaching beyond the small seaside town to touch the lives of people far and wide. It became a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring power of empathy and connection. And as Maverick looked ahead into the future, she knew that no matter what challenges she faced, she would always have the strength and support of her network behind her. The end. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to hear more, make sure that you smash the subscribe button and hit the bell to get notifications of new stories dropping. Now, for the parents, in this poignant narrative, we witness Maverick, a young girl whose previous trials had now led her to a profound understanding of human connection and the transformative power of kindness. The story delves deep into the complexities of the human emotion, exploring how pain, when acknowledged and shared, can become a strong catalyst for healing and community building. You see, Maverick's journey in this tale is not merely one of overcoming adversity, but for actively seeking and creating something beautiful from her suffering. Her decision to establish the Kindness Network reflects a universal truth that is often explored, that the most meaningful change comes from within and is the true strength that lies in our ability to empathize with others and to act with compassion. You see, the narrative strength lies in its quite yet powerful depiction of how a single individual's actions can ripple through a community, creating webs of connections that foster both individual as well as collective growth. Maverick's Kindness Network becomes a symbol of hope and resilience, demonstrating that even in a world often marred by cruelty and indifference, there exists an inherent goodness that can be nurtured and spread to all. Moreover, the story emphasizes the importance of community in the human existence. We believe that our lives are deeply intertwined and that our actions and choices affect not only ourselves, but those around us. Maverick's realization that others share her pain and that together they can create a space for healing is a profound testament to this belief. It is through her narrative that we are able to see the collective power of kindness and how it can bind people together, turning individual struggles into a shared journey towards understanding and empathy. The tale is often also a mediation on the power of the narrative itself, how sharing our stories can lead to a mutual understanding and a mutual healing. We explore the idea within our everyday lives. Our lives are our stories, and we get by sharing these stories. We connect on a deeper, more meaningful level. Maverick's Kindness Network serves as a living embodiment of the idea, a place where stories of pain are transformed into stories of hope. In sum, this story is a testament to the enduring human spirit, the capacity for kindness, and the transformative power of community. It beautifully captures the essence of the theme that we all have moral responsibilities and our interconnectedness to humanity is important. It's a pursuit of the goodness in the face of adversity. Maverick's journey is not just her own, but one that invites us all to reflect on our role in the world and how we might contribute to the collective well-being of our communities all over the world. Thank you.